What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hope Shot Live, Sunday Night Live, man. Grateful to be here, man, especially with all my dudes.
Sure.
Man, so Caesar, can you just right off rip go into the clarity statement?
The Hope Shot Clarity Statement. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spreading inspiration. We come from all different walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different at times, but we all have one thing in common. Recovery is a lifestyle. We support all pathways of recovery. It doesn't matter how you get from A to Z, just get there. And thank you for being a part of our Hope Shot family.
Thank you so much, Caesar. If you guys are just jumping on, say what's up. Let us know you're here. Also, man, you know what to do. Hit that share button, man. Get this out there. You never know who might need to hear this tonight. I'm gonna let you know the topic for tonight. We think about stuff throughout the week, but I mean, we've all dealt with this throughout years and still going on and on and on. It's like it's that deep work of this decluttering of our lives, hoarding stuff that we don't need to hold on to. We might need that later on because it's just I like it. It's all nice and pretty and comfortable over here. But it's really screwing us up. And man, and that could be in the physical form or the mental form, whatever that looks like. There's things in my life that I need to declutter, man. Like there's things that you put off. I mean, I've dealt with that a couple times where like, my closet, I have a bunch of clothes that I don't use. Like I did that not too long ago, thank God. But it builds up sometimes over time where we buy things and we have like every freaking damn event we've ever been to. We still have all the shirts hanging up. You know what I mean? Like, what do we need them for? Like, let's time to purge, purge the bullshit, same with the stuff that's going on inside, what kind of reservation we holding on to, what kind of resentment that's screwing us up. Do we have like some kind of guilt or shame that we haven't dealt with? Sometimes when we talk negative to ourselves, that's one thing that like Johnny, man, the one thing that I hold on to is stop telling yourself that. I hold on to that dearly. I really practice this shit, stop telling yourself that. Yeah, you might not be that good at it, but you're working on it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's super important. So that's the topic tonight. I want to say a couple what's up to some people, and I'm going to throw it off to Nate. And then we'll go from there. So we got Jamie. What's up, Jamie? All the way from YouTube. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let me just enlarge this a little bit. We got Dustin on here. He's happy Sunday, Hope Shot fam. Shared. Appreciate you, bro.
Where's he been?
Where's he been? I don't know. Dustin, where you been, bro?
Where you been, Dustin?
Tighten up, Jay.
We got Pam Richardson. Happy Sunday to you as well. We got Kyle. Good evening. Shared. Appreciate you, brother. We got Verna says, my Sunday night recovery. Shared. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We got Allie. I haven't seen you. I didn't see. Oh, yeah. Last week, you commented after the fact. So what's up, Scott? Glad to see you're here. I actually made it here this week. Missed y'all. Let's see. We got Michael Gonzalez. What's up, buddy?
Family.
Is he doing? Did he do another A&E, bro, or is that okay?
Yeah, he did an episode with Amber.
Rose.
Amber Rose.
Yeah, I seen it. I was like, is that old or new? Anyways, that's cool. We got Christina. We got Mended Heart. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Pam, for sharing. We got Carrie says hello.
Hey.
We got Jessica James says, good evening, family, sharing from Indianapolis, Indiana. Appreciate you. We got Alfred Jones. We do recover. I've learned to not tell God about how big the storm is, but to tell the storm how big my God is.
That's Ocala peeps right there.
Let's see. We got Becky says, good evening, everyone. I ordered a t-shirt a couple of weeks ago. Love it. Well, thank you so much for the support. Appreciate you. Let's see, and we got Dano. Man, I haven't seen you in a while. Hello from northern Wisconsin. I just got home from a 4-day NA camping outing with outstanding people. That's what's up. Dustin says, I had some much needed family time with some family that's been in from out of state for a couple weeks, but missed you guys and happy to be here. Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here. And Nate, it's all you, my friend.
All right. Clutter. So Yeah, Justin and I talked about this topic a little bit earlier, and I've been thinking about it a little bit, and I am really bad at holding on to things that I don't need. Not and not just physical stuff either, but like and this is because I mean I've never really had anything. You know what I mean? I spent a lot of years in prison, and whatever I had, I had. That was my stuff, you know, and I treasured it because there was very, you know, I didn't have the option to have many things, you know. And even when I was on the streets getting loaded, you know, I didn't have anything. I didn't have any material stuff. I didn't have any self-esteem. I didn't have any self-worth. I didn't. All I had were these patterns of behavior that allowed me to matriculate in the circles that I did and keep me loaded the way I wanted to be loaded. And so, yeah, I come into this deal and I have no, I'm not used to having stuff, you know, or feeling good about myself. I'm used to manipulating to get what I want. I'm used to, you know, telling half truths. I'm used to telling stories so I can fit in with certain people because I feel like that's how I am accepted. If I tell a nicer, cooler, more grittier story about, you know, how I used to run and stuff like that. So for me, the major discovery in this whole thing for me has been to really see, well, first of all, connect to some people, connect to this source, and do some really heavy lifting when it comes to what's going on inside of me, and figure out what's useful, what serves a useful purpose in my life today, and what doesn't. And yeah, so like my experience early on was kind of I wanted to get all these things. You know what I mean? I wanted to get my license. I wanted to get the car. I wanted to have a place to live. I wanted to have a girlfriend. Because I hadn't experienced this for so damn long, and that's what I thought recovering was to attain these, you know, material possessions and stuff. And luckily, I was around the right group of people that said that's exact opposite of what recovering was. It was building myself back up from the inside. So in order to do that, I had to let go or declutter some of these old patterns and just these grimy ways I had about me, man. You know, like just the way I operated, you know. And for me to be able to do that, I had to figure out who the hell I was first, you know, because and really what it meant to be a man of integrity and honesty and character. You know, I had no idea, you know, no frame of reference, you know, to how to be, you know, truthful or, you know, to do the right thing when nobody's looking. And it took me some time and some hard work to get to that point. And also once I started doing it, I finally started to understand the importance of these things because it started making me feel like I was worth something again. And now, like a few years later, you know, where, you know, the obsession to get loaded has been lifted. And now I do have some material stuff, you know, it really helps me to really take a hard look at this and see what am I keeping today, you know, because for me, like now I've stripped all the substance away. I've let go of a lot of these old selfish and egotistical ways that I had, but I'm still me. I'm still twisted. My mind still is wired a little different, and I have to really look close at what tools do I have, what is serving, what is useful in my life today, and what is not serving a good purpose in my life. And for me, like I'll tell you what I struggle with mostly, and this has to do with, you know, having lows, you know, me still struggling with self-worth and, you know, thinking I'm worthy of a better life, or all the gifts that recovery has given me, like with my business, there's certain, and not only my business, but with my adult life as well, as far as like my credit and making some really easy, simple moves that could really expand my business and make it really successful. But and probably getting some therapy for the years of trauma I have from, being in prison for so damn long. And, but I have these, there's so much stuff, and it's so subtle, man, that I don't really understand that I get paralyzed to where, I don't make the steps. I don't make a simple call to someone to help me with my credit. I don't go to the computer guy and get this laptop that I used for 1 week and never used again to make my life more manageable. I don't do these super simple things because I still, some subconsciously, not too consciously, believe that, like I'm going back somewhere that that I've been before, like I feel like, and that's something that I struggle with, and that has to, it just proves to me over and over again that I have so much work to do still, and that's okay. And when I get stuck in this, I'll be like, man, am I doing this recovery thing right? And I'll start saying, man, I don't have what Joe has over here in his landscaping business, so that must mean I'm a bad business owner, and I'm not worthy to have this business. And this is the how quick I can go to me not, and it's just a matter of I said it last week as well, and this is a huge deal for me, man. I always struggle with being, I don't always struggle, but I find myself struggling a lot with where I'm at right now and being grateful for it. And if I can just look at my feet and see where I'm at right now, it's very difficult for me not to have a ton of gratitude and humility. And but in order for me to move forward and not become stagnant in this deal, I have to continue to let go of and become active. I can't wish myself or pray myself to a better credit score. You know what I mean? I have to take action. And it's the same thing in my recovery. I can't hope to keep growing closer to my source, closer to my truth and my purpose without putting the work in. So on a daily basis, I continue to do that. And I try, sometimes not too well, but I do try on a daily basis to give myself a break and to constantly remain vigilant about, how I'm, and I do this through a nightly inventory. I do this through accountability, through my circle, like I'm always held accountable, and I can really see it's kind of glaring, the things that aren't serving me today. And in that, I'm able to, keep growing, keep evolving, and keep getting closer to what I'm meant to be in this universe, which is really, for me, it's not to be a millionaire business owner, and it's not to be have a fancy house or fancy car, but it's to be somebody that is able to deliver this solution as the best way possible. That is my purpose. And in order for me to do that, efficiently, I have to continuously, check myself and let go of old behaviors, let go of old thinking. And the only way I can truly do that is with a close connection to my source, a close connection to my fellowship, and constantly, remaining busy and keeping my feet moving, not just in my recovery circles, but in my personal life and my business life as well, because like I can get okay with the way things are, because the way things are so much better than they used to be. You know what I mean? And I don't always see how much I'm truly capable of. And I forget, that, how I don't forget how far I've come, but I feel like I do forget how far I can truly go if I allow myself the space to grow into it. And furthermore, believe that I'm worthy to inhabit that space, which is something that I'm constantly working on. So yeah, declutter. I'm that's where I'm at today, man. And I don't know if that was relative to the topic, but
Yeah, it's perfect, dude. This is on point. You know, hey, when you said check yourself, man, I just went to you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. My age coming out? I don't know. It's
yeah, we old up in this bitch, man.
yeah. What, Caesar? What? Oh, good stuff, man. Yeah. Let's see. And you know what, Nate, it's another thing. It's like knowing that we deserve it. You know, we deserve to be happy. We deserve, you know what, one thing that's been on my mind lately, dude, like it's been happening all over. It's just like we're not promised tomorrow, man. Like what? Like we deserve to be happy and we shouldn't settle for anything less, right? Shouldn't settle for anything less. That's like, you know, it's like pick up that phone, make that call. You know what I mean? Make that call to somebody that you're not freaking, and I'm talking to myself too. You know, it's like we need life is just too precious, too short. You know what I mean? Like to not be anything but happy and have no reservations, no like no resentments, no nothing, man. It's literally too short, man. And it's been happening all around us lately. I don't know, man. I just been seeing a lot of people, you know, passing away from things that are out of their control. You know what I mean? Literally out of their control. And like, what the hell do I not have to be grateful for? Like, why can't I just have a little bit of gratitude? You know what I mean? For the things that I do have, even when, dude, they're probably just hiccups, bro, and I can make it a mountain out of it. So I'm going to read a couple of the comments and then Caesar, you want to read some? Or you want me to?
Oh, I was muted. I would be happy to, Justin, if that's
Go ahead, buddy.
You need to do. Let's see, we got Joseph here. What's up, Johnny? Just make you spin your head around real quick. I'm amusing myself. Oh, what's up, Shannon? Shannon says real talk, talking to Nate. Let's see, we got to go up a little further than that. Jessica, yes, Nate. I want it all right, meow. Yeah, we all do. That's the addict in us. We want it, and we want it right now.
It's my money, and I want it now.
JG Wentworth will always be in my head. Ashley, I struggle with self-worth too. I think we all do in addiction. It's tough, man. The picture in my head a lot of times is still the picture of the person that just came in. Let's see. Kyle, definitely still struggle a bit with self-worth. No matter what good I do now, I just remember the destroyer that I used to be. You know, I don't think it's a bad thing to remember where we came from and what we used to be to keep us that far, keep us away from becoming that again. Got Stephanie. What's up, Stephanie? Yeah. God always puts you where you're supposed to be to learn what you're supposed to learn so you can grow and go where you need to go. I like that, Stephanie. Thank you. Let's see. What's up, Bodie? Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's being safe and staying cool. We are trying to stay super cool here in Florida where we're sweating our butts off.
Yeah.
Hey, I was sitting there saying stuff and I was muted. I forgot to mute myself. But hey, if you guys are enjoying this live feed, man, please share it out. Hit that share button. Get it on your friends. Let your friends see, man. You never know who might need to hear this tonight.
Yeah.
Well, too bad, Dustin. We're going to quote JG Wentworth till the day we die. Aaron, what's up, Aaron? I find that if I separate myself from my internal direction and my sobriety, I start to slowly veer off. For many of us, we have worked hard to stay sober. I keep my side of the street clean, and all good things will continue and prosper. Amen. Thank you, Aaron. All right, that's all I got. You want me to talk about stuff and things?
Do it.
10-4. So, decluttering our lives. I mean, I don't even want to go to the physical stuff. I'll touch on it. I'm like Nate. I was locked up a lot, but it wasn't. I don't really have a problem with not getting rid of stuff. I have a problem with people touching my stuff because it's my stuff. And after being married for a few years, that is not acceptable behavior. I just have such a problem with, I never really had much. So what I did have, I held on to very tightly. It all fit into a Foot Locker. And as I've grown in recovery and grown in life, I have a lot more stuff. And I have kids and a wife, and they should be allowed to touch that stuff. So it's an old behavior that I got to get rid of. It's a hard one to break, though. I'll be like, oh, where's my thing, whatever that thing may be. And when nobody knows where it is, I have to go directly to, well, I put the thing in the exact same spot every single day. So one of you touched my thing, and I need to know where it is right now. And did I not tell you not to touch my stuff? So, I mean, I got issues with that stuff. But with this topic, I would say more along the lines of what I constantly have to be decluttering is old behaviors that no longer serve me well as being a responsible, sober human being. And, you know, one of the hardest ones to break that comes back is that prison code, jail code. You know, I'm not going to say shit. I'm not going to tell anybody anything about anything ever. My wife pointed it out one time. Like, she was like, oh man, did you hear about A, B, and C? And I'm like, oh yeah, I knew about that like a year ago. And she's like, what? You didn't say anything? I'm like, no, the guy told me not to say anything. So I never said anything ever. It went in here and it never went anywhere else. And, you know, I have to, the telling on yourself thing that Johnny and I were talking about before the show started, you know, how you doing? I'm fine. You know, that's old behavior coming out, because that's the first thing that always came out of my mouth. How are you? I'm fine. You know, I'm not going to tell you anything about me. I don't want you to judge me. I don't want to feel less than. I don't want to feel weak. I don't want to tell you my problems. And that is not how this thing works. I can't receive the help if I don't open my mouth and say what's going on inside my heart, inside my soul, inside my crazy ass brain. So that's one that I have to work on all the time. It's I'm not always fine. It's ridiculous to throw that out there all the time. You know, I mean, we all go through stuff. We all have struggles. It's real life. It's life on life's terms. It's not freaking magical unicorn terms where everything's perfect every day. Most of us talk to each other on a daily basis, and we're struggling with something. Is it the mountain of addiction that we were struggling with before? Absolutely not. They're little molehills, but we can trip on them. And when we do, we get uncomfortable, and we don't like to be uncomfortable. So training myself to make the phone calls throughout the day, to accept the phone calls that are coming in instead of just going, yeah, I'll talk to that guy later. Because I know what he's going to do. He's going to say, how you doing? And I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, I'm fine. And we're going to hang up. You know, there's so many things, man, that we've touched on the worthlessness thing. Like, I need to act like a person that's worthy of recovery and worthy of good things, because I've been doing good. And I've been trying to put good into the world and the universe for over 8 years now. You know, my self-worth has gone up significantly, but my mental picture of myself still is a junkie, you know, a junkie, thief, felon. And that does not serve me well, because that's not, from what I can see, that's not what other people see in me. Being able to believe that I'm deserving, being able to believe that I'm worthy. I don't always believe that, you know, but I act as if. My mind goes to, why me? You know, why not the laundry list of these other people that didn't make it? But that really doesn't serve any good to ponder like the dark things that I have no control over. You know, Justin touched on it. Getting into gratitude really changes my perspective on worth and value and being deserving, because if I'm just grateful for what I have, the peace of mind that I have, the fact that I'm not doing harm today, the fact that I have a solution and I can share that solution with somebody else, I have a roof over my head, we just got over COVID. For the past week, we've been locked in the house. We haven't been able to like talk to anybody. Well, we haven't been able to see anybody in person. We haven't been able to do what we normally do. But my sponsor, and actually it was really my sponsee, tells me, well, I challenge you to find the gratitude, during this time. I was like, you shit. Of course you challenged me to find the gratitude during this time. But I did. I kept doing my gratitude list every morning. And I mean, there's a million things to be grateful for. There was only one thing to complain about: COVID. Like it's just doing those simple things every day really changes my perspective. I'm grateful that I've got a sponsor that put me back to basics, and I wake up every morning, and I got my guys doing it too. So I wake up to his gratitude, then I send mine, and I send it to my guys, and they send it back to me. And by the time the circle, I'm at work for like an hour or two and they're still coming in, I've looked at like 40 things that people are grateful for, ranging from family to, waking up in their own bed, to having a hot shower, and just all these things. And I feel pretty damn good after looking at all that and starting my day that way, as opposed to the way I normally would have started my day before I got this sponsor. And that's getting up 10 minutes late, going, running and brushing my teeth as fast as possible, choking down some coffee and shooting out the door and being pretty negative. So, when we talk about decluttering our lives, there's a lot of old and bad habits that can creep back in because it's easier than doing what's healthy for me to do. It's easier to sleep in an extra 30 minutes and rush out the door than it is to wake up half hour early and do a gratitude list and start my day the right way. But my day is easier when I do it the right way in the morning, where my day is crappier when I cut that corner in the morning and do what I want to do. So I think that Nate touched on the nightly inventory. I mean, if we're doing an inventory, if we're kind of checking on ourselves, talking to our people about ourselves, we'll see the behaviors that serve us no good at all. And it's our choice if we want to let go of them or if we want to hold on to them for a little while and raise them up and make little baby resentments and do all of that stuff. But it's a growth process. We all have to figure out our place and what we're going to do and how we're going to do it and what serves us best. And typically what serves me best is not what's the first thing that's in my mind. It all comes back to humility and service and gratitude and willingness and all these basic concepts that aren't the first thing I think of. My first thoughts are usually selfish thoughts of, oh, poor me, and what can I do to make my day easier? And that's not how I grow, and that's not how I become a power of example that's attractive to somebody else, that they'll come to me when they need help. If I'm a bitching, moaning, resentment-filled person walking around the world, nobody's ever going to ask me for help. And then I can't be of service to anybody. If I'm kind, loving, and I pose a solution and I wear that solution on a daily basis and make that look attractive, then I have the opportunity to help people. So I try not to make it about myself. Do I? Yes, but I try not to make it about myself. And when I do that and I get out of the way and I let my God do the work through me, my life's good. That's it.
Thanks, Caesar. Good stuff, man. That morning, bro. And then it's so true, man. We all hit. How many alarms you got set? Like,
one.
I don't. I have like 10.
No, one alarm. One alarm, and I wake up before the alarm, and then I'm mad because I missed 10 minutes of sleep, and I have no way to go back to sleep for the 10 minutes. And it happens every morning, and I've shifted, and now I just get up and go, all right, now I have some time I'll beat my sponsor to the gratitude today.
Hey, whatever works, And we think that little bit of time that we get is going to help us, but it literally just screws us up even more. It screws me up, man.
Oh, if I go back to sleep, if I actually did wake up, say, an hour and a half before my alarm, and I went back to sleep, I'm a wreck when it actually goes off. So if my body naturally wakes up during the work week, this does not count for the weekend. But if it's during the work week, I just get up when it says get up.
Good stuff. Yeah. Let's see. You want to read some more comments? A little bit, a couple more?
No.
No? Okay. Whatever you want to do, bro.
Your turn, sir.
All right. So I'm going to go with Shaylin. I believe that's how you say that. Really needed to hear this. Thank you all for what you do. Thank you for watching us and being here. It's, you know, we just be talking to ourselves if y'all weren't here. We got Brett says, you are not who you think you are. You are not who they think you are. You are who you think they think you are. Oh man, are you trying to throw me off?
He ain't wrong though.
He ain't wrong. No, he isn't. Let's see. Jessica says, love that idea, Caesar. Kyle says, adulting sucks. There's way too much responsibility with it. And there's no going back. Like, it's no going back. Like, I already drank the Kool-Aid, you know? Ito, Ito is going to be on this Wednesday, man. Come check us out. His story, man. It's going to be an awesome story.
Nice.
He said, that's good. The morning is the most important part of the day, a life of devotion. Let's see. We got Christina says, I still talk to myself, even though they are here. And then it's Angel says, the inventory is so important in my life to see where I am at fault or the character of the old behavior that can creep back in, practicing on continual basis to see the truth for what it is and to make change for the better. It's a continual process and it's never ending. It just keeps evolving. So, Johnny, what's up, man?
What's up, man? So clutter. All right. So I want to talk about, you know, not so much the physical aspect of it. Yeah, I you know, over the last few years of being in sobriety, I'm kind of a weirdo. I see my garage get filled up with stuff, and Lisa likes to clutter a bunch of stuff and hold on to it and not get rid of it. And I do the same stuff. But the only opportunity I get to do that is when she goes away for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then I go in the garage and just put everything in a truck and take it to the dumpster. You know, and same like what you mentioned, Justin, you know, same thing. I had nothing when I came here. Now I have multiple closets full of clothes that I never wear, you know, and I'm constantly going in there, decluttering it, dropping it, you know, halfway house, whatever, just to get rid of it because I'm not using it. I'm not wearing it. It's not doing me any good, you know, but it could do somebody else some good. But like what we were touching on about, you know, the emotional and that stuff is where it's at, man. You know, defects can flare constantly. The one thing, you know, like I was sharing with you guys before we came on, I've been struggling. You know, my wife's been gone for almost a month, and I've been playing the I'm fine game, you know, and great. I'm super grateful that, you know, I have a bunch of men in my life who know when I'm off, you know, and I've been able to, you know, for me it's like if I pay enough attention. Because I can go on autopilot and say I'm fine, and then I started isolating, and people are calling it, and I'm playing like everything's fine. And then, you know, this is the way it works in my life for me. I go to a meeting. I'm going to start going to a couple meetings a week because I'm feeling disconnected from everybody, and I feel like a fraud because I'm not sharing that I'm uncomfortable right now. And so I start going to some meetings. I'm talking to my friends about it a bit. And I sit in a meeting and the topic is my friend, I don't know if he's watching or not, but he brings up the topic of like, you know, you hang around these rooms long enough, you know, you stay sober a few years and you're doing, you know, well. And it almost becomes like autopilot. So, you know, and he said like, he was struggling and somebody said, hey, how you doing? And I said, I'm good, man. I'm fine. And I was like, this fucker's talking about me, you know? because that's exactly where I was at. And I needed to open my mouth and share that out loud too, because, you know, it doesn't matter. The one thing is the program has never changed. You know, it never changes. I have to do the work in order to figure out what's going on and move past, right? I need to get plugged back in, you know, and really take a look at what's going on with me. And I've been working on doing that. And it all comes down to the same thing. It's selfish, it's fear, and it's just, you know, I want what I want and I can't have it right now. So I'm going to feel uncomfortable about it. But it's the same thing. Like I just said, the program never changes. If I go back and I go through this process and I take a look at these things and I share it with somebody else, it's always going to be my defects, man, you know, or it's going to be based in fear. And, you know, thank God, like I have this little bit of, I'm tuned into this frequency still, even when I'm stuck in my own selfish shit. Like, a couple things have happened, and that's where I'm like, okay, I can still see the gratitude and I can still see the universe working, even though I'm going and I'm sitting in my own shit and I'm doing, you know, I was at that meeting and then I left and I really didn't want to hang out and mingle and talk, but I talked with a friend a little bit. And a guy walked up to me and he obviously had some mental health stuff going on. He was homeless. And I sat there for like 55 minutes after the meeting. Everybody else left, and I sat there talking with this dude, you know? And at first I was like, I want to get out of here. I'm uncomfortable. And then I kind of just realized what was really going on in that moment. And everybody else left, and I sat there with him, and I talked to him. And I got the fuck out of myself, because that's my deal, you know? As long as I know this program has taught me to get out of myself, and I'll feel better. You know, and then the other day, it was yesterday, I was talking to Lisa and I kept saying, I'm going to come down. I was telling Nate, I'm going to come down to Pasco. I'm going to go to the beach for a day and just get some sun and maybe, you know, get a hotel room and just chill. And I was saying that all week, but I was so stuck in my own crap that I was like froze. And so Lisa messaged me yesterday and she said, what are you doing today, babe? And I said, I don't know. I might go down to Pasco. I might do nothing. And so here I'm sliding back into being stuck and isolating, and I see I have a voicemail. So I checked the voicemail, and of course I don't use my calendar, but I told a buddy of mine who we helped get into treatment that I would visit him on like sponsorship day, visiting day. It was like 12:30, and I was driving around in my car aimlessly. I was going to stop by the meeting, and I checked my voicemail and it was him. Hey, Johnny, if you're coming today, it's from 1 to 4. And I was like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, I'm like, damn. So I really didn't want to go hang out at the treatment center. But once I did it, I was like, okay, now I know why, you know. And it's the same thing, man, for me is I just have to get out of myself a lot of the times. When I'm struggling with something, it's always of my own making. 99.9% of the time. And I was taught early on, if you help somebody, you know, and it tells us in our book too, man, it's the one thing will always, you know, save us. And another thing is I've struggled for years with what, you know, each and every one of us have talked about as far as the self-worth thing, man. You know, I still can make myself feel like we do when we're one day sober and we're around a bunch of people. They could be our peers, our best friends, people we've been on this journey with for a long time. And I still can stamp myself with the label of the prison guy, the felon. I'm not, you know, I'll be totally unaware of the growth that I've had over the years, you know, and I do that to myself. Nobody else does it to me. Everybody else is fine. And I'm thinking what they think, you know, and it's ridiculous. I struggled with the whole thing. Like you said, Justin, where do you think I got that saying from? Because I was saying the same shit you were saying, and it was told to me just like I told it to you. Stop fucking saying that. Because that's the way I needed to hear it, because I was so stuck on that self-worth thing, man. Like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. I can't do that. You know, and luckily, man, like just this the universe has strategically, I always say it, placed people around me when I was ready. And those were the people who dropped those nuggets on me that allowed me to grow, throughout the years and continue to allow me to grow. I don't know, man. It's a pretty nifty thing. And like Nate touched on, man, no matter what's going on in my life, it just seems like if I simply make a gratitude list, if I simply look around me right now, I look in front of me and I see my best friends in front of me. We have a podcast. Like, what the fuck? I'm okay. Everything's okay unless I make it not okay. And that's my experience, I'm always grateful to be a part of this thing, man. And I'm grateful that we have found recovery, man, and that we are, gifted to be able to show other people when they're ready, So that's my clutter spiel.
That's your hoarder story. All right, I'm gonna read some of these comments. And I'm gonna share a tiny bit, and then I think unless somebody else has something to say after I share a little bit. But let me see. Let's see. We got Michael Gonzalez says, "Love the glasses, Johnny." He also says, "Enough pain and we change, or we." We got Nicole says, "I did the same thing last week. 50-year-old dude named Binksy sat there and listened to his story. He said he's been on the streets for 25 years and has no hope. I saw his face light up when I told him my story, and I was going to the school right across the street. I told him to never lose hope." That's awesome. Let's see. We got Helen says, "I think sometimes when we are uncomfortable in sobriety, we think that we shouldn't be. I've been under a lot of stress lately, but didn't want to tell anyone. Thank God my program told me to get back to basics. Doesn't matter how long we have. Sometimes we just have to get back to basics." And then we have Heidi says, "I struggle with self-worth a lot, working on a lack of self-esteem with my new therapist. Struggled with addiction for so many years, just trying to figure out who I am. And sometimes, man, like I still struggle with that whole deal with self-worth. I think we all do, finding out who the hell we are. Like, I didn't know who I was before this deal. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know, like, I didn't want to find out who I was because I hated myself. Like, I literally hated myself when I was younger. And I didn't want to find out what I was good at because I thought I was good at nothing, literally nothing. I was just a waste of space. I was a waste of air, waste of life. Like, nobody wanted me around. I didn't have no freaking body that cared. Like, my dad didn't want me. Mom didn't want me. Nobody fucking wanted me around. So what the hell is the use? So why the hell do I even want to find out who I am? I wanted to be like everybody else. And I would pick up their traits. You know what I mean? I'd pick up their stuff and like mimic people. And that's just what I did. And, when I first got into this thing, man, I always told myself I'm like a tumbleweed. You know what I mean? The wind blows, man, and I go that way. You know what I mean? Like, and I was almost scared to find out who the hell I was, as I don't know if I wanted to find out who the real me was. But you know what? I'm grateful that I still don't even know who the real me is, to be honest with you, man. Like, I'm still not there. Every day, though. Like, I have these little, like, aha moments, in life, especially in this deal. It's like these aha moments, these, like, man, that's freaking, these little self-awareness, these self epiphanies, I guess you could say. Like, I just had one not so long ago, man, just like accepting all of you for every bit of you, it took me a long time to get that. Like, this whole thing started because I didn't accept me. And I had that somebody was using it against me. And I was like, just crippled in fear. Like, they found me out. I've been discovered. That's who I am. Like, the jig is up. My life is over. You know what I mean? Like, and that's so far from the truth, man. I'm not my decision, my mistakes. I'm not that. I'm Justin McPadden right here, right now. This is who I am. not the dude that's 130 pounds soaking wet. You got arrested. That was me. It's not me today, you know? And I had to accept that, like, accept the fact that, like, that's who I was. It's not who I am. Like, and it's two different things, man. And like, so holding on to that shame and guilt of the past, man, is like something I had to declutter, you know, get rid of, because it wasn't serving me any purposes right now. And man, it's dude, the shit I'm doing today, I would never be doing it in my wildest dreams. But I had to accept me for who I am, getting on here, doing these live videos, doing video, doing all this stuff, man, that I do today. It blows me away still. And you know, the more you go into this recovery process, working on yourself, that self-worth builds. Every time that you you know, stand up for yourself, have those difficult conversations, anything, man, setting boundaries, you know, knowing who the hell you are and standing up for that fact instead of bowing down to people. You build that self-worth every day, you know, and it's what we need to do, man. Set boundaries with people. Don't take nothing less than you deserve, and know who the fuck you are and be proud of it. So, and I don't give a shit if you have a day or 30 years, we still need to do it. And you know what's funny? Being out here in the business world with all these regular people, normal people, they struggle just the same way. Thank God we have this process and this stuff we can do on a daily basis, man, that helps us to keep us going forward, man. Because like, there's people out there that ain't got it, and they'll never find it probably because we are lucky. We're the lucky ones. You know what I mean? So that's all I got. Anybody else want to say anything? 1 year sober today. Congratulations.
Even.
Yeah. What I'm talking about.
I couldn't let that one slide by. I had to put that one up.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say, like, you know, you'll hear it a lot for us that belong to a fellowship, but back to the basics. My sponsor, even the men in my life, they say, dude, the basics is what's giving you the life you had. So just stay in the basics. And that's where, you know, we always say, let's go back to the basics, but as long as we stay there, and that's the challenge of everyday life and recovery and balance. And but yeah, I'm grateful, man.
Awesome, man.
Dude, I like what you just said, Johnny, because too many people have this picture in their head of like that there's some freaking doctorate level of recovery, you know, like so the only thing that continues to grow, you know, my life and my spirituality, that all continues to grow. But the things that I do, they are very basic, and in those basic tenets that we follow are what makes everything possible, what makes everything happen. I remember when probably the second meeting that I ever went to, this guy was like celebrating 26 years or something like that. I was like, what a loser. He's still coming here. Like, he must not be able to get this thing at all, man. I mean, why are you still coming to a meeting if you got 26 years? I stuck around long enough to find out why, but that was my perception. I was like, man, this guy must have a really thick skull if he's still having to come to these damn meetings after 26 years.
Yeah.
But, you know, for me, meetings went from like this thing that I had to do to this thing that I really enjoy doing, you know, like my people are there, the opportunities for service are there. And Dr. sitting right behind me, smart ass
Creeper.
But I mean, I don't know, man, that threw me off. But honestly, that is the basics got me where I am today. The basics will take me where I need to go, you know, and faith in my higher power will take me right where I need to be, not my best thinking, you know. So that's it.
Hey, let's read this real quick. Kristen, I reached out a couple weeks ago in this group. I now have 12 days, and my goals are not use and just be better than I was yesterday. I want to say thank you, Justin McPadden. You have been here for and with me every step of the way.
Who's Justin McPadden?
I don't know, some guy, man.
Drywall. Drywaller.
Congratulations, Kristen.
Kristen,
that's
keep
awesome.
going and don't give in. Don't give in to this thing, man. This thing's a liar.
Yeah, you reach out to any one of us at any time.
Yeah, we've been
Goes for anybody on here.
Yeah, the chat's always open. We all check the chat. And typically, whoever can serve that person best is the one that takes over the chat. So you're talking to the Hope Shot, but you could be talking to any one of us. You know, we
or
are
all of us. Who knows?
Yeah. If the answers start becoming different answers, it's because there's multiples of us in there.
And then we all have different personalities, you know, so it's a mess. No, I was kidding. I'm just playing. No, Kristen, man, I've been, you know, I want to see you succeed, man. I believe in you. I know you can do this. Like I said, man, it's just one day at a time, and don't feed into this little bullshit thing that keeps telling you that nobody wants you around because that's bull. This is what I tell myself too. But yeah, so
You know what somebody told me at 10 days? That they were like, you need to be helping somebody. And I went, the hell could I possibly show somebody? They said, well, you've got 10 days. What about the guy that walks in with 0 days? You could show him that this thing works, that you put together 10 days. So at 14 days or 12 days, you can show the person walking in the door that it's possible, because that's a way bigger impact than the guy with 10 years. Because the newcomer can't relate to somebody with 10 years. They can relate to the person that's got 10 days or 12 days. That's freaking amazing. So never forget that. You're worth way more than you'll ever know. And your 12 days could be the biggest impact on somebody else's life ever. So
You know that's awesome you shared that, Caesar. When I was 10 days coming off of 150 milligrams of methadone, alcohol, benzos, 10 days, hadn't slept in 10 days, shaking like a leaf, scared to death. Rest in peace. Troy Hutchins took me to a meeting. And basically when the meeting was over, there was another kid that he just was going to take the detox, but couldn't get in. So he was, you know, and I was shaking like a leaf, man, dying. And he said the same thing. He said, man, you need to look out for this kid. I was like, what? You know, I'm dying. He's like, well, this will keep you safe. Just stay with him. And I was like, I don't got nothing. He's like, you got 10 days. He's got nothing. You are going to show him how you got 10 days. And I'm like, okay, man.
Literally exactly like that.
Guess what? I stayed sober that day. And
Yeah.
that's what it is, man. That's all it is.
That's great. So I'm going to read just a couple little deals real quick. We got Claudia says, faith, willingness, acceptance got me through what I thought was impossible was and is possible. She also says, I'm blessed to have this program, living life with gratitude. Dustin's got your back too, Kristen. He says, you got this, girl. It's your time. My inbox is always open too if you ever need someone to talk to. I'm gonna start inboxing Dustin. I'm gonna start inboxing you, bro.
we're all gonna slide in them DMs, Dustin.
All in them DMs, bro. You better be ready.
See Lance in the house too.
Yeah. We got Stephanie says, someone at the club said the same thing to me. We are all just repeating what we have learned from the ones before us. Good stuff tonight. Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it, man. We
It's all recycled.
It's recycled. Even the bullshit we like to talk about too.
All of it.
Then we got Lance. What's up, Lance?
It's my family.
Lance in the house.
Yeah.
Hey, that's Dr. Recovery. Forget it.
Kelly just changed it up, huh?
Yeah, it's Buddha level.
You said something about Lance. Now Nate wants to get up in this bitch.
I wonder why Kelly is in the background. Why don't wants to,
Pay no mind to the voice behind the curtain.
It's a voice of reason.
Yeah.
You know that's right.
Hey, you know what I was thinking, like what you guys were talking about like, you know, we're just giving back what people gave us already, you know, and But you know what's really the magical thing about this deal is that all of us have unique life experiences that can relate to that one person. Like, you know, I can go talk to somebody that's struggling with custody of their daughter and tell them how I stayed sober with losing custody of my daughter. Or, you know, Justin and Tiffany, they can, a family that's struggling with cancer, they can go, you know, someone that's in recovery dealing with cancer, they can go and say, well, look, this is how I stayed sober through it all. And we might have the same principles and the same, you know, practices that we pass down from one to the next, but it's those unique life experiences that we are able to share with the next human being that's experiencing them as well, that make this thing so magical and so like vital to like. And I think it's really neat how I lost my mom, how I had someone came to me that went through the same exact experience and showed me that I'll be okay. And maybe it didn't register as much at the time because I was, you know, in the matrix with it, you know, but I did believe them because they were still sober. And so I knew I could still be sober through it. And there's power in when you connect to this thing and connect to your fellows and that's the depth and weight that I believe is talked about when they can come and tell you, look, it's just, I mean, it's how I got sober to begin with, because my old friend Johnny from the trailer park showed me that like if he was sober, I could definitely get sober, man, because he was fucked up like me.
Well, I mean, but you nailed it, Nate. You know, we all have our unique journey to recovery, you know, and then we all have our unique journey in recovery. The things that I pass on to the next person, I can take my experiences and the knowledge that was given to me, and usually the stuff that I'm parroting is what was what helped me, you know, and it probably 25 sponsors down the line all said that thing because it was that impactful. But we connect to the people we're supposed to connect to because they're drawn to us by us telling our story. So if it is something with, you know, struggling with cancer, you know, they're going to be drawn to Justin, who has that experience that he shared, that they know that he can walk them through that. If it's with custody, they know they can come to you. Or if it's just somebody that's institutionalized, they can come to me or come to us, you know, and that's why we have to open our mouths. We always have to share where we came from. I had another guy tell me, I was like, oh, I'm going to do 45 minutes on just the solution. I'm too sober to talk about how it was. Yeah. And they were like, no, you're not, because you're going to lose every new person in the room. You always have to talk about where you came from first, or you're not going to get anybody to listen. You know, and I needed that smack in the head. Nobody wants to hear 45 minutes of how great my life is. Yeah. They want to hear what the hell happened and how I got to where I am today. Because that's the power of God, is the transformation, not the maintenance of the spiritual program. That's kind of boring to look at. Let's talk about, you know, the epic change that happened.
You know, I want to say this, like, you know, we always talk about a lot of people, you know, they want to build generational wealth. And I feel like that's what we do when we do. Like I told Chris not so long ago, is like, you know, if you're not going to do it for you, do it for your future self that might need you to help them. You know what I mean? It's almost like, because like right now, what we're doing by doing what we're doing, we're building generational wealth for the time, for our future, you know, for Jalen and Jace. Like I'm building generational wealth for them, not in the money sense, but in the life changes. Cause like my, you know, upbringing wasn't all that in a bag of chips, but their upbringing is going to be so much better than mine was, you know? And that literally, and just doing the next right thing and just being that person, going through things, man, in life, you know, differently, you know, it's definitely, they see how we move. You know what I mean? They watch, bro. They watch every move you make. Like that commercial. I said this on the Mojo too, but on that commercial with the Google, it's like, I'm watching you. Every move you make, every step you take, I'll be watching you. It's got Google.
I feel like it's the ripple effect. When we used and caused destruction, we sent out ripples of pain and suffering. And now we're sending out ripples of hope and good. And it affects everybody.
And we're getting the ripples of people before us and before that. And that's what I'm talking about by that generational wealth, man. It's like the ripples that we're putting out. The people before us, and they put it onto us, and now our ripples are sending out. And then, and then the people are watching, maybe those ripples will go out, and the ripple. Where's my turntables, bro?
Wobble with me.
We started a dance party. All right, man, that's it for tonight, man. I hope you guys got some good stuff out of this tonight. And you haven't shared yet, man, you're just jumping on. Share it out there, man. Get it out there. You never know who might need to hear this tonight, or who, is struggling with the clutter that's built up in their lives, man, of the past shit, or whatever that looks like, I challenge y'all this week, man. The one thing I challenge y'all to New Age Mount Rushmore. I challenge y'all, man, to just do something that's going to be a positive impact on your life. Like, let's say you're like, man, I need to start eating right. Just start making those steps towards those things, man. The things that you put off, because all those things are things that can keep your self-worth down, right? Like eating right or working out, or maybe you need to call that person that you haven't talked to in 2 months, like it's a family member, and you have this resentment towards them. Call them, make the call, you know what I mean? And just do something this week to do something positive, put some positive in your life, man, and all that negative shit won't matter. So that's what I got for y'all. Hey, this Wednesday, we have our boy Ito, man, from Georgia. And he's doing great things in this community and up there in Georgia. And he's going to bring a story, man. I'm excited to hear it. So join us this Wednesday, 8 p.m. We're going to go live at 8 Eastern time. So we'll see y'all then. Love y'all. Good night.
Love you.